Welcome back. Well, we are now entering day 3 of the government shutdown. The president meeting with his Office of Budget Management chief, Russell Vought, yesterday in Washington. They discussed which Democrat agencies can be cut out of government, either temporarily or altogether, permanently. President Trump actually gave a shout out to Democrats on his Truth Social for giving him such what he called an unprecedented opportunity to cut federal spending. The Senate will have another chance to vote on a clean short-term funding bill and the Democrats' counterproposal today. Both need 60 votes to pass, and vote opens up at about 11:30 a.m. this morning. Joining me now is Pennsylvania Congressman Dan Meuser. Congressman, it's great to see you this morning. Thank you so much for being here. Your thoughts on where we are in this shutdown and how long this can last?
Hi, Maria. Great to be with you, as always. Well, right now, as you were just mentioning, the president is a business person and president of the United States, and he's looking at this and seeing where the opportunities might be. I mean, clearly, we have a bloated government. The Democrats over the last 4 years under the Biden administration have largely doubled, added over 175,000 new federal employees. And this will be perhaps an opportunity to cut back. But again, without minimizing services, you can do more with less. Businesses do it every day. We need to do it in government. Look, this is senseless. We didn't ask for this. The President Trump did not ask for this. Russell Vought didn't ask for this. Okay, this is the height of hypocrisy. Hakeem the hypocrite fits very, very well. And Chuck Schumer is only fighting for his political life. And those are the only two reasons for it. Schumer's political life and that the Republicans are on too much of a roll and the Democrats can't do anything about it except get in the way and shut down the government.
So, I mean, they're digging in. What is it going to take for them to come to the table then? I mean, they want these health care subsidies, the Obamacare subsidies, and they want also, I guess your colleagues keep saying that they want to give health care to illegal immigrants. But yesterday I spoke with Ro Khanna, your colleague from California, and he said it's really not that significant. Here's Ro Khanna with me this week. Watch.
Okay.
In terms of health care, the reality is they're just not being honest. The amount of money that actually is going towards people who are undocumented is such a small portion of the Medicaid cuts or the Affordable Care Act, if at all. And so we can argue that point, but the reality that even the vice president would acknowledge, that anyone who looks at the numbers will acknowledge, is 90 to 95% of the funding we're talking about is talking about funding for American citizens.
What do you say, Congressman?
I say he is unbelievable. He is just stating things that really have minimal truth to them. Okay, so then 5 to 10% is about illegals. Why is it in there? It's clear as day. It says illegal aliens will be eligible for Medicaid. It's in a notification, part of the bill that Mike Johnson showed yesterday. Look, facts are stubborn things. He's ridiculous in this case. He tries to come across as rational. He's not. Look, this started, Tom Cole said, clean and short CR. Many of their leadership agreed. Then it went to some other excuses, illegals, Medicaid, and the, reinstating PBS and all. And then they went on to ACA. If it wasn't ACA, Maria, it would be something else, meaning Affordable Care Act. They're scared. They want to get out. They're looking for a way out. But President Trump is a pretty damn hard negotiator, so we'll see what happens.
Well, a new report, meanwhile, reveals that Eric Trump set up a trust to hold some of President Trump's wealth at the third largest U.S. lender, Citigroup. The relationship between the Trump family and Citigroup, I guess, began, we're told, after CEO Jane Fraser congratulated the president on his 2024 election victory. They got closer and started talking. Congressman, you chair the House Financial Services Oversight and Investigation Subcommittee, and you're looking to support legislation which would codify the president's executive order against politicization, illegal debanking. And I assume that's one of the reasons that he went with Citi, because some of the other banks debanked him when he wasn't president.
Yeah. Well, Jane Fraser at Citibank is a very smart lady. President Trump is smart. Bring Eric Trump into it. They came together. Look, the debanking was a serious issue. All right. Yes, it was conservatives. That's been clarified. It was mining. It was crypto companies. It was coal. It was natural gas. It was everything that the Biden administration didn't like. They were threatening banks and pressuring banks. And unfortunately, many banks caved to the pressure.
Yeah, that's right.
But they were being right from the very top. The large banks said the same thing. So we are stopping that. We are pulling out myself, Andy Barr, French Hill. We all have, we got bills that we're supporting to stop the debanking, to make sure that's understood that guidance letters are guidance. It's not law. And that they can't use reputational risk, which is a highly subjective thing. We're going to make banking fair again.
Good for you. Now, look, by the way, the Biden administration also pressured the tech companies, right? I mean, they told Mark Zuckerberg and Google and all these other tech companies to shut down conservatives, take down their posts during 2020. God forbid you said you got a side effect from one of the vaccines. You were really canceled. But look, I got to get your take on what's going on there in Philadelphia, okay? The Philadelphia Office of Immigrant Affairs raised the Chinese flag this past Tuesday in front of City Hall. They did it right in front of City Hall with the Chinese Communist flag. They claimed that this was a celebration of the establishment of the Chinese Communist Party. This event was sponsored by the Pennsylvania United Chinese Coalition, Congressman. I mean, right there in the birth of America in Philadelphia, where the Declaration of Independence was signed, they're raising the Communist Party flag. What is this all about? This is your state.
Yeah, more than just controversial. I think they made the wrong decision, Sherelle Parker there in Philadelphia. Look, they always fly flags in respect for, other nations on their particular days when they're having parades, things of that nature. But you know what? Our situation with China, look, I want to work on it. I'm hoping it can improve. But let's face it, we're coming off of COVID, the fentanyl issues that exist. They got a lot to answer for. We have much improvements. And I'll tell you what, I'm hearing backlash from Chinese Americans. They fled communist China. They really didn't want to see that flag flying over City Hall in the city of brotherly love that they chose to live in. So it's a very controversial thing. And boy, some of these liberals really got to get their heads on straight.
Well, that's right. I mean, it's not about the Chinese people. This is about the Chinese Communist Party and the leadership of communist China, which continues to undermine America. And here we are, praising them in Philadelphia. Congressman, it's great to see you. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Maria. You're the best.
Right.
Appreciate you.
Dan Meuser in Pennsylvania.